This video explains Newsvendor problem. Newsvendor problem will deal with a single period inventory problem. So actually, you have only one chance to order your inventory, your product, and before selling season start, you will receive entire order and then you can start your business. And there must be some random or stochastic demand during the selling season. After selling season, you might have leftover inventory that will cost. Also, you may have lost sales if you do not have inventory. So that is another type of loss. So you have to think about these two possible different scenarios, different forces. And Newsvendor model basically balances these two opposing forces. I mean, net gain or net loss. Suppose we have a demand distribution. Demand distribution has mean, standard deviation. Also, we have three important price structure, cost structure, price, order, and the salvage value. So based on this, actually, if you do not have enough inventory, you will lose some net profit. What is net profit? Net profit is price minus your ordering cost. And if you have too much inventory, if you have a leftover inventory, you have an overage. This overage cost will be your net loss. You do not lose all your product, but if you have some refund or return price or salvage value, then your product cost minus salvage value is actually your net loss. So we have to balance these two different forces. And to compute expected profit, so we have to start with underage overage cost, and we have to balance these two. To do that, we have to compute a critical ratio and so on. So here are some key steps. So first of all, you have to compute the underage cost, shortage cost actually, and the overage cost and or leftover cost, leftover inventory. And you can compute the critical ratio. Critical ratio is defined as underage divided by underage plus overage. That is a critical ratio. Actually, this critical ratio is your customer service level. And this customer service level can be defined by you. You can manage your customer service level, or you can use this customer service level. This critical ratio is optimal service level depending on your price structure. And based on this, if we know our demand distribution and we can compute the in-stock probability or out-of-stock probability, in-stock probability is basically customer service level. And then based on this, you can compute expected lost sales. So to compute the expected lost sales, there is a rule. So you can compute multiply sigma by loss function, and you have to have this loss function. This loss function, there must be some table. So I will show you this table later. And if you have this loss function, if you compute this lost sales, then you can compute expected sales. Expected sales is the remaining part from your demand. Your demand is a total demand is mu. I mean expected demand is mu. And if you have your lost sales and the remaining part is your expected sales. And if you have expected sales and you have order quantity Q, then your leftover inventory is your order quantity minus expected sales. So these are make sense, and finally you can compute expected profit. Actually, this is underage cost times expected sales minus overage cost times leftover inventory. So we can take these steps. We try to solve this problem, our example, and every day this company has Fran is a florist, and he has to order some amount of flowers, and each flower costs $12, and they sell for $25, and the leftover arrangement can be sold at a heavily discounted price, $5 next day. Then here we have price, we have a cost, we have a salvage value. Based on this, we can compute our optimal order quantity. So actually we have a mean, standard deviation, and based on this, what is our underage cost, what is overage cost, and how can we compute critical ratio. We solve all these steps. So now, first of all, we have a price, we have a cost, we have a service, Then from this, also we have mu, and we have sigma, we have mean and variance, mu sigma, and then from this you can compute underage cost, overage cost, and we can compute the critical ratio. With this critical ratio, you can compute CSL, customer service level. Based on this, you can compute the Z-score, Z-value, Z-score. With this, I mean, we just follow these steps with this, and we can compute the lost sales, and then expected sales, and leftover inventory, and finally we can compute the profit. So we will take these steps, and first of all, we have price 25 and the cost is $12, service value is $5, and then I will add all this name, and you know how to add name, right? So click formula and selection. From right now we have left column. So here what is mu? So our mu is 15 and 3, so 15 and 2. And now what is underage cost? Underage cost is actually, underage cost is a price minus cost, so you just type price minus cost. What is overage cost? Overage cost is cost minus service, and the critical ratio is underage divided by underage plus overage, and customer service level is defined as this critical ratio. And what is Z-score? Z-score, and also we can I will add one more cell here, and also we have to compute order quantity. So based on this customer service level, our order quantity should be, we have a probability that we know this demand distribution follows normal distribution. Then we can use norm.dist, norm.in function, and the probability is this actually customer service level, and the mean, mu, and standard deviation, sigma. So this is actually our order quantity, almost 16, but exactly 15.77. And Z-score is actually our standard normal function, is equal to x minus mu divided by sigma format, right? Here, not x, q minus our mu divided by sigma format. So then you can apply this Z-score is actually our quantity. And now I will add this quantity name, just simply here, create selection, I will add the name. Then now you can add this equation, quantity minus mu divided by sigma. So this is our Z-score, and you have to compute the Z-score, and you have to find the LG loss function LG number. So move back to here. There is slide, and the Z-score is 0.38, and you have to look at 0.838. And what is your Z-score? Z-score is between 2.245 or 2.230. Then you have to look at your Z-score is 0.245 plus 0.230. So this is your LG function times what is your sigma, what is your standard deviation, actually loss function. Sigma. So loss function, and loss function, you multiply sigma by this loss function. So that's why I just put this, middle point between 0.36 and the 0.40. So you get this average times the sigma. So if you have loss function, so this is key. This is actually sigma times LZ. So you have to figure out Z score first, and then later, and if you have this G score, then you can find the LG table, LG function table, and you will get the loss function number. And then finally, what is your sales? Your sales is order quantity mu, not order quantity, I mean demand, expected demand, mean demand minus your lost sales. So this is your expected sales. What is your leftover? Your leftover is your order quantity. Out of this order quantity, your sales, and that is your leftover quantity. Then finally, what is expected profit? Expected profit will be underage cost times underage cost. Actually, that is net profit, right? So net profit times your sales minus net loss. What is net loss? Actually, that is overage cost times what? How do you get net loss? Actually, that is overage cost, right? So that is left over. So this is your profit. This is your profit, and then now this is your optimal quantity, and then now think about some different idea. So now you can think this customer service level is very small, right? This can be very small. Now you can think this is actually your optimal idea, but now you can choose different number. I mean, your target customer level can be 95%. You can type here customer service level is 95, but we start from here, but we do not use this critical ratio at this point. And at this point, you decide this customer service level. Then with this customer service, what is your order quantity? To do that, you can use norm.in function again, and your probability is this number, mean is same, mu, standard deviation is sigma. So this is your order quantity. To satisfy 95% of your time, then you have to order more. But this case, you just satisfy only 65, right? And then you can say your order quantity is simply 15.7. But to satisfy more customer, you have to order more. And what is Z score? Z score is actually this quantity minus mu divided by sigma. So you have your Z score is 1.64 or 1.65. Then now you have to find the loss function. So step 6, loss function. So go to Z table, and you have 1.6564 is actually, this is your LG function. LG loss function is 0.021. So then here 0.021, this is a loss function, and multiply by sigma. That is your this should be your loss sales. Then what is your sales? So if you go to this table, this tab, expected sales will be your mu minus your loss sales, and left over is what? Your order quantity. What is your order quantity? Order quantity is here, and the minus. And what is your expected sales? Expected sales is this number. And finally, you can use what? Underage underage times what is your sales. Sales is here, minus what is your overage. Overage times your leftover. Your leftover is this. Then for this case, you want to satisfy more customer, but however, your expected profit will be less than your optimum quantity. So that means what? Sometimes you have to improve your customer service level, sacrificing your internal profit. That is possible scenario. And another scenario can be you can start with your quantity, not the this service level. You might have some limited space, so you will order your order quantity is just 18. You start from this quantity. So this is actually customer service level given, right? So very first step, you just compute the optimal value, but here second approach, you just customer service level is given, you can compute all the others, and then now order quantity is given, then now you want to compute this kind of values. To do that, now how can you compute the customer service level? If you have certain quantity, then you can use what? Nom.dist function to compute the probability. Then what is x number? X number is given here, and the mu and sigma and the cumulative one. So we can use this service level. You can compute this service level. And then this service level is 93%, but the previous time you have 95%, right? And now what is your z-score? Z-score is actually x minus mu divided by sigma. So your z-score is 1.5. So for 1.5, so you have to find the loss function. So go to here, 1.5. Where is 1.5? 1.5 is between these two numbers. So 0.31 and 0.028. So you have to take average of these equal 0.031 plus 0.028 and divided by 2 times sigma. So that is your lost sales. And back to your steps here. What is expected sales? Expected sales is equal to mu minus your lost sales here. And what is left over? Left over is your order quantity, this Q, minus your expected sales. Expected sales is here. And finally, so we can compute the expected profit. So you can use underage times expected sales. Expected sales is here, minus overage times leftover. Leftover is here. So you can compute this expected profit numbers. There are three ways. First one, so we can use your optimal idea, optimal function, right? Optimal function, optimal critical ratio. This is your optimal service level based on your price structure. So you have to balance this underage, overage. That is, then to do that, so you have to use this kind of a critical ratio. This is your optimal service level to maximize your profit. But however, and if you follow these steps, and you will get the profit function. And second approach, you can decide your customer service level. This is your target customer service level. To do that, you can decide your order quantity. To get order quantity, you can use nom.in function and the others, and you will get z-score, and you will get loss function table. You have to look up loss function table. So you have to read this one from z column, and you have to find LG numbers, right? And then for the others, and you just follow the common sense. Means if you get step 6 lost sales, and you can compute the expected sales, and also you can compute the leftover inventory, and finally you just plug equation. Third approach, instead of your customer service level, and you decide your quantity first. Based on this quantity, you can decide your customer service level. If you have a certain number, how can you compute your probability? You can use norm.dist function. Then also at the same time, you can compute the z-score. Based on this z-score, again, you can find loss function times sigma, loss function times sigma, that is your loss sales, and then you can compute all the others.